So the two numbers that cannot go in there are negative 5, I'm going to put an X there, and negative 3. Okay? Now, do I need to worry about the numerator in this case? Yes, there's a radical in there, okay? So, I'm going to say what's under the radical greater than or equal to 0. And that gives me X is greater than or equal to negative 5. Now, I notice it says greater than or equal to negative 5, but isn't there already an X on negative 5? Mm-hmm. So, I wouldn't include negative 5, would I? No. No. But I cannot go past this brick wall right here, can I? So, how would I write this from what? Negative 5 to union negative 3 to, very good, and that's my domain. You got two just like that, number 1 and 2 on your exam. Remember, we have some short answer on this test, don't we? Yep. We have 46 multiple choice and 4 short answer. Okay? Number 3 and 4 are very similar to the first 2 short answer in your test. Number 3 says find the inverse of, what type of function is this, class? Cubic. Cubic. Let's review what that would look like. Would it be this way or this way? Take your hands. It would be this way. It's cubic, okay? I'm in a good mood. All right. We're about to start Math 113. That's my favorite trig. Freak out trig. Next semester, y'all like little mathematicians. Discover new math. I love it. All right. It's like Mystery Machine. Scooby-Doo. All right. The inverse. Oh, I don't know what I was doing there. Y equals x cubed minus 4. Okay, what am I going to do first? Interchange of what? Mm-hmm. I'm going to get y by itself, so I'm going to move the what over. Mm-hmm. Take the cube root. So I got the cube root of x plus 4 equals the inverse function. Now, it has another part. It says state the domain. This is a cubic function. Do you have to worry about anything? So what's your domain? All real numbers. Number 4. Logarithmic equation. How many logs do we have in this problem? 1. Is that what we want? Yes, but we need to isolate. What's the first thing I'm going to move over? Mm-hmm. So log 2x plus 4 equals 2. Now, we're going to put it in what form? What's the understood base right here? 10 squared equals 2x plus 4. That gives me 100 equals 2x plus 4. 96 equals 2x. And that gives me 48 equals x is my answer. So you got 2 like that short answer. We're going to look at our 3rd short answer today and our 4th one next week. Every day I'm going to do like a little review like this. Just keep reviewing for your exam, okay? Now, bear with Mr. Hester. Mr. Hester comes up with all these problems off the top of his head. Now, it would make sense to say 64 divided by 8 is 8, wouldn't it? Okay. But the one on your test does not do that. Let's just pretend that this stays as a fraction so you know how to handle it, okay? It's in logarithmic. I'm going to put it in what form? So it'd be x cubed equals 64 over 8. How do you get rid of that cube? Take the what? Uh-huh. What's the cube root of 64? 4. What's the cube root of 8? 2. So what's 4 divided by 2? 2. Okay. Number 6 says, find the exact value of log base 32 of 8 plus log base 32 of 4. We want to find exact value. It means exact answer. How many logs do we need? 1. So we got 2 of them, so we're going to use our what? multiplying property product rule. So what's 8 times 4? 32 raised to what gives you 32? 1 is your answer. 32 raised to what power gives you 32? Because usually there's a number right there, isn't it? So 32 raised to 1 gives you 32. So your answer is 1. Are there any questions on those additional review problems? This is what your third short answer question looks like. Very similar to this. It says, given this graph of this function f, sketch the graph, and here's what they want you to apply for. So let's review this. If a number's on the inside, it affects your what? X or Y coordinates? X. X. It's inside with the X. It's going to affect the X. Are you going to move right 3 or left 3? Left 3. This negative deals with what? Reflection. Are you going to reflect over the X or the Y axis? X. And then do what with this? Move up 2. Do y'all remember that? We're going to practice more of the... We're just doing 1 transformation day, but we're going to do 3 on Monday, okay? I'm just trying to get your mind back working on that. Because you cannot forget these rules when you go to calculus. Now, remember, we work from inside out, don't we? So this plus 3 means I'm going to move it left 3. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to reflect it. If it's on the x-axis, do you move it? No. And then move it up what? 2. So there's my new point there. Watch this. Left 3. 1, 2, 3. It's 1 away from the x-axis, isn't it? So I'm going to reflect it. It's 1 away down here. Do you see that? Then move it up what? 1, 2. Alright, next point. Move it left 3. 1, 2, 3. It's 2 away, so it's going to be down here to reflect, doesn't it? And then I'm going to move it up how many? 1, 2. So there's my new point there. Move it left 3. 1, 2, 3. Reflect. Then move it up 2. 1, 2. Here, move it left 3. 1, 2, 3. It is 2 away. 2 away here. Move it up 2. 1, 2. So my new picture is that right there. Remember, you work from inside, reflect about the x. How far is it away from the x-axis on this side? You go down there and then finish it. Does that make sense? This is a short answer question. They give you the original and you're going to apply it. Very, very similar to this one. Very, very similar. Any questions on that? We're going to do some more of that on Monday and Wednesday. Okay, now going back to your study guide. We're going to do 12 and 13 on your study guide today. What we just did was the additional review problems. That I went through your test and said, I need to do another problem like that. Yes, you may. Now, number 12 says, find the domain of f of g if the f function is equal to 8 over x plus 8 and g of x is equal to x plus 5. First off, how many's happy I didn't get a test today? How many tests y'all got today? 3. 0. There's a bunch. Something about 5 or 6 tests today. That is rough.
Why are they all doing the test like on the same day?
Well, let's think about it. We had 2 days this week. We had Monday or what?
Friday.
And Mr. Chester decided to give his Tuesday, not Friday, because we're reviewing for final exam every day, so I don't need 4 days next week to review for a final.
Thank you.
See that? That's what. Mm-hmm. So that's why Mr. Chester starts reviewing early for this, because of the situation that may arise. Okay, f of g. Now, fog and golf. Remember that. There's always one like this on the ACT. But isn't f of g mean this right here? Don't that mean the same thing? So which one is x closest to? So if I take x and I plug it in for g, I took x, plugged it in. Did it change it? No. So now I'm going to take this and plug it in for which one? F. Now, the F function is this right here. I take what's inside the parentheses, I plug it in for x. 8 equals x plus 5 plus 8. That gives me 8 over x plus 13. That is your answer there. Take a moment, make sure you understand that. Now, it says state the domain of that function. What's the one number in the universe that can't go into that function? Negative 13, because it would make it undefined. So it would be negative infinity to negative 13 union negative 13 to infinity. Next year, we're going to have 8th graders start writing this interval notation in 8th grade, so they can start learning each year, so it won't be a complete shock by the time they get to pre-cal. So, like in 8th grade, what we're going to do is like there's going to be linear functions. Well, for linear, domain and range is all real numbers. So they're going to be writing negative infinity to infinity, negative infinity to infinity, and then quadratics. The domain is all real numbers. The range is just where how low it goes. So that's what they're going to do in 8th grade. 9th grade, we're going to review it. 10th grade, we're going to start adding like cubic functions, and they'll be writing it. And by the time they've been doing it every we're going to start in 7th grade. The 7th grade is going to do linear functions. In the new math course of study, you learn linear functions in 7th grade. 8th grade, you learn quadratic, absolute value, and piecewise. That's what the new math course study is, a progression. So you specialize in linear functions, 7th grade. 8th grade, you do quadratic, absolute value, piecewise. 9th grade, you do radical functions. You know how in Algebra 2 you learn all of them in 1 year? Well, they said that was too much. So now they're starting in 7th grade. You're going to specialize in this one. 8th grade and go deep, so you can start remembering stuff and not to relearn stuff area, which makes sense. So that's what we're transforming to next year. So if it starts in 7th grade, we're going to start having them write interval notation so it follows them every year. And then 10th grade is on polynomial, exponential, logarithmic, and trig.
What about geometry?
Geometry is going to be called geometry with statistics. They've added, you take 3 9 weeks of geometry and 1 9 weeks of statistics.
Huh.
So if you choose to go to AP Stats, because right now you don't have a statistics course, do you? So each year they build in a 9 weeks of statistics. So that's coming. And like the name Algebra 1, that's not a course name. In the new course study, they build Algebra 1 in 7th, 8th grade, so you don't have a course called Algebra 1. You don't have a course called Algebra 2 anymore. It's called Advanced Algebra. So it's changing the name of course, but it's the same thing, but you're learning stuff in different years. Which I like is because you're learning, you don't have so much stuff, you're just learning certain things throughout your high school. So by the time you get to pre-cal didn't change. Pre-cal is still pre-cal. It's just what happens in 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade. They move stuff so it's age appropriate. Number 13. And calculus didn't change. Pre-cal, and the only thing changed in Algebra 2, they don't call it Algebra 2, they call it Advanced Algebra. So when you see Advanced Algebra, that's Algebra 2. Alright, geometry did change a lot. Number 13. It says let g of x and h of x equal this. H of g of x. What is x closest to? G. So I'm going to go g of x, I plug x in, did it change it? Didn't change it, did it? Now I'm going to take this and plug it into my h. Well, my h function is 4x minus 3. I'll take this, I'll plug it in for my x. 4 is over what number? 1. So 4 times that top is 4x minus 4. That bottom stays the same. And that is my answer. 4x minus 4 over x minus 2 minus 3. What's the one number in the universe you can't plug in that function? 2. So your domain will be negative infinity to union 2 to what? Infinity. Do you feel like you can tell the domain of stuff by the end now? We've done it about every unit now. That's why the first unit is so long in pre-cal, is because you've got to get the foundation. You've got to learn how to do that before we go on other things. Okay, that's all we're doing for final exam day. Are we good on that? Okay. There's always a question like what these two on the ACT, so we need to bank that. Now what I want to do is review what we've been learning for our unit test, right triangle trig. You do not have this, but if you need to write some of this down, this is going to be reviewing everything that's on our last regular test on Tuesday. It covers these learning targets. The first one's talking about converting. Converting. This is in degrees, so I want to take it to radians. What will I multiply by? Pi over 180, because I know to multiply that, because if it's in radians, pi has to be in the what? Yes, you do. I'm sorry. That's a great model student. You need something to write on. Hold on.
What are you taking?
Yeah, she's taking a test on this. Now, Noah, you can go and take it too if you want to.
Why would I do that to myself?
Because you've been studying all week for math and you just ready to get it out of the way. All right. What can go into 225 and 180? Let me send a snap. Let me send a snap. Get that snap back out. I'll make a model around this room. We send all kinds of pictures.
Where is my model math brother?
He's in the nurse at the moment.
What did you do there?
Nothing. He's not in good shape at the moment. The poor boy's falling apart. 225 and 180. What number can go into both of those? 45. You can learn that. 45 goes into 180 how many times? 4. Answer me. 225. 45 goes into 225 how many times? 5. Former model student, how you doing?
Good.
So that gives you 5 pi over 4. How you doing?
Good. Are you ringing the bell in here?
Mm-hmm. All right, now, how will I convert this? 180 over pi. The pi's cancel out. 4 goes in 180 45 times. 45 times 11 is 495 degrees. Are we good on those two? You got 4 of those on your test. Next, solve the missing side for missing side or angle. What type of triangles are these? Right triangles. Very good. So would you use law of sines and cosines? No, when you use sine, cosine, tangent. Let's look at the relationship. What is this? Adjacent and what? So which one would I use? Cosine. Cosine of 50 equals x over 22. Cross multiply. Cosine of 50 times 22. That's x equals 14.1. All right. See you later, buddy. Number 4. What operation? What are we given here? We're given
Opposite over adjacent.
Opposite over adjacent, which would be tangent of theta equals 6 over 4. Now, will I use tangent or second tangent? Very good. 6 divided by 4, that gives me 56.3. Alright, number 5. It says find the, you got one like this on your test Tuesday. It says find the values of 6 trig functions for theta. Okay. Now, do we need to find that side right there?
Yes.
How would I find that? Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay? 5 is my hypotenuse. A squared plus 4 equals 25. A squared equals 21. A equals square root of 21. Can you break square root of 21 down? No, but if you could, would you? Yes. Now, let's go with it. I'm going to find sine of theta. Sine is defined as what? Opposite over hypotenuse. What's opposite of theta? 21 over 5. What's the reciprocal of sine? Cosecant. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip it. Can I leave that radical in the denominator? No. Alright, so how Miss Jess was solving a minor situation. How do I get rid of that square root of 21?
Rationalize.
So you get 5 square root of 21 over 21. Cosine. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And then secant, you will flip it. Tangent. Opposite over adjacent. Cotangent, I will flip it. And you get that right there. You have a part of it. You'll be surprised. Part of this test is multiple choice on Tuesday.
What? You just don't want to grade on ID.
It's the end of the semester, and I'm going to be grading a lot next week to have your grades done by Friday. And I have to have them Jeff State.
This part's easy. The other part is struggle.
All right. Alright, we're good on that one? We got a word from old Sally's at the
Ferris wheel.
She's at the Ferris wheel. She's walking to the Ferris wheel, in fact. She sees the top of the Ferris wheel. Oh my. At the angle of elevation of 32 degrees. So here's Sally. She sees the Ferris wheels right there at 32 degrees. Here's the Ferris wheel. She knows the Ferris wheel is 250 feet tall because everybody knows that. How far is she from the Ferris wheel? What would I be finding? This or this? That right there, wouldn't I? Because she's right here, this Ferris wheel. So what's the relationship? Which is what? Tangent. Tangent of 32 equals 250 over x, cross multiply. I don't even know what I was doing, bro. I will tell you, those fireworks in Auburn the other night scared me to death. I thought we had an active shooter situation on hands. I was in the parking lot pacing, all of a sudden the fireworks went off. I ducked for cover.
Are you serious?
Yes. Whew, it scared me. I thought I was about to die.
I was turning on backwards when I did it, and I was like,
The funnel cake was good. The funnel cake was good. The nachos were good. The boneless chicken wings I had 2 hours before the game was good. Mr. Puckett, come here, Mr. Puckett.
Great!
I was just telling you to get some Jolly Ranchers. You might need some Jolly Ranchers for the day. You never know. I'm kind sometimes now. You're welcome. How's your day going? What's your favorite subject?
Science.
Thank you. You said PE. I was about to throw something at you. All right, number 7. Number 7. In triangle ABC, C is a right triangle. Find the remaining sides and angles. Angle A is 23. Side A, which is across from there, is 14. That's 23. So we need to find angle B, side B, and side C. So angle B is easy. 23 plus 90 minus 180, 67 degrees. Okay? Now I want to find side B, which is right here. What is my relationship here? Opposite and what? Adjacent. Tangent of 23 equals 14 over B. I'm going to do what next? Cross multiply. Very good. Tangent of 23 times B. B times tangent of 23 equals 14. I'm going to divide both sides by tangent of 23. 14 divided by tangent of 23 equals 33.0 because that 8 rounds that 9 up. C. This is opposite and hypotenuse, so which one will I use? Sine 23 is 14 over C, cross multiply. And that's 35.8. Are we good on our review? All our reviews today. Okay, what we're going to do next. So everything on this, and then law of sines and cosines on your test, okay? Pass it over there, Junior. Merry Christmas. All right. Now, what I'm going to do now, I already called 1 through 8 out, or 1 through 7 out. You're going to turn this in for correctness. But I'm going to recall 1 through 7 out. I'm going to add 4 more to it. Remember, your answers will have decimals. These will not. So, just as long as yours is close to this, okay? And then I'll work 1 or 2 if you need me to. But 1 through 15 will be turned in before you leave today. Whatever you don't get done will be marked wrong. Here we go. Yes.
I need that.
Need what?
That.
Oh, that's right. You didn't class, my dude. Oh. Oh, and you didn't watch the videos because I put that on the video, so I thought you might copy it off on a piece of notebook paper, but I was wrong again, wasn't I?
Yeah, you don't have yourself.
Yeah. Next. Here we go. Shh. I'm going to go. Is you okay? You stretch over here?
Is he? I do the math thing.
The math thing. That problem once you break out the math thing. Oh my word, y'all get bonus points if you do the math thing. Alright, here we go. Shoot. You just did that so fast. Woo!
Hey ladies, come on. Hey ladies, come on.
I'll forgive you now. Alright, here we go. Number 1, I'm going through 1 through 7 quickly, okay, because I've already done these. C is approximately 12.8, angle A is approximately 67, angle B is approximately 33. Number 2, angle A is approximately 36, angle B is approximately 26, angle C is approximately 117. In fact, I've worked these out on a video somewhere. 3, angle B is approximately 60, side A is approximately 46, side B is approximately 40.4. Number 4, angle A is approximately 51, angle B is approximately 75, side C is approximately 16.7. 5, angle A is approximately 77, angle C is approximately 32, and and side B is approximately 10.7. Number 6, angle B is approximately 33, C is approximately 110, side C is approximately 31.2. Number 7, I'm going to tell you something on number 7. That's a law of cosines, and that's something I need to tell you. And I read this in first period, I forgot. You find angle A is approximately 48, and angle B is 97 degrees, and side C is 13.9. Do you agree? Okay, when you're doing long cosines, after you find, like you found C first, didn't you? And you had to find angle A and angle B next, didn't you? Always go with the one alphabetical that you find first, okay? If not, sometimes you get the wrong answer. So let's say you had A and B, do angle A first, then B. If you had A and C, do angle A and then C, okay? I know it's weird, but we ran into this last year, and I had to look in a book, and I remember it says when you're doing all cosines, always kind of do the one that comes alphabetical first, or sometimes you get the wrong answer. Yes.
So why doesn't it, whenever you do sine, it gives you the same, it doesn't give you the same?
You talk about, like, that's what I'm just saying, like, you do log cosines and you have your two signs.
Well, like, okay, so when I did the sine of the angle divided by the side, and then the sine of
But if you did the other one first, you got the answer right.
no, like I did A first. And then I did sine of B.
Next, and you didn't get the right answer, then you need to go into work. Try to look at it one more time and see, and then I'll look at it. But I looked in the book and it said that it always do alphabetical order. That's what happened. Okay, number 8. Angle A is 61 degrees. Angle B is approximately 41 degrees. C is approximately 79 degrees. Number 9, angle B is approximately 54 degrees. C is approximately 103 degrees. A is approximately 4.8. Number 10, A is approximately 24 degrees. You should have decimals. I don't know if it's 23 point something or 24. Remember, you should have decimals. B is approximately 31 degrees. C is approximately 125. Number 11, angle A is approximately 21.4. Oh, they got a decimal there. Side A is 6.5. C is around 16.6. Okay. I will be up here to help you. If you need my book to check, you can. My book will be right here on this table, right here, okay? And then come up here and let me help you, okay? Yes, turn in the second drawer, and then you can do whatever you need to do.
So whenever I put the sorry, I can do the answer, but if you do minus blank, I got
So on this one here, on this one up here, what you just have to do, yes, please stop it.